Since Grand Theft Auto 5 released almost 6 years ago, there's been one mystery in Grand Theft Auto 5 that Rockstar has never given us an answer to, and that is the very mysterious Grand Theft Auto 5 UFOs. Today we're going to be taking a look inside of these UFOs, and we're going to see what is inside of them, if anything at all. Now, if you are a fan of GTA 5 and have been for a few years now, you'll know and be familiar with some of these UFO interiors, but if not, you might learn something new from this video. And if that's the case, hopefully I can earn your thumbs up. Also, if y'all just find the video enjoyable, I still hope you find me cool enough to leave a like on the video and maybe consider subscribing. But that said, let's go ahead and take a look inside some of GTA 5's biggest mysteries and see what secrets they are holding, if any at all. Alright, so firstly, let's check out the Fort Zancudo UFO. Now, it's very tricky getting here if you're not on the PC and don't have any mods. Firstly, because this UFO will turn invisible until you get really, really close to it. It just completely disappears. Now, in my opinion, this is the coolest UFO in GTA 5. I almost said GTA 4. But even with, like, this no-clip, well, this isn't no-clip, but this free camera mod, where we can freely move around, this UFO has this really weird, like, invisible barrier. So when you get close to it, look, even though the UFO is moving, it feels like the camera's moving as well. And it's so odd how the game can pick up on this. But nonetheless, this is the coolest UFO in GTA 5, in my opinion. And see, obviously it's known that if we get too far away, it'll disappear. Now, in 2015, it was discovered, right after GTA 5 came out on the PC, that this UFO has something very interesting inside. So here's a bottom view of it. Here we can see segregate and rearrange written here. This used to be a really big mystery. What does that mean? When GTA 5 first came out, there was a glitch because way below us is the secret Fort Zancudo bunker right about here, I believe. Or no, right here. Because at 3 a.m., a green light beams down on this bunker, and it's actually from the UFO. And underneath the map, there's a texture that says segregate and rearrange. So anyways, if we go inside this UFO, there's something very interesting in the cockpit, and that is people. We've got people inside of here. And as this UFO moves around, it's hard to get a good look. But look at that. We've got these weird AI characters. I don't know if AI was the right term, but so interesting that there's actually these weird models inside this UFO. And you can see on their leg here, weird textures. It almost looks like robots. But segregate and rearrange. That even says that outside here. I still don't know what this means. I know that it could have been in acronym. I'm not sure acronym. Whatever. If you can separate and rearrange these words, basically, is what I'm saying. So we can make a different word. I don't know if anybody's ever solved that. Rockstar's never given us an answer on why we have these UFOs in GTA 5. But nonetheless, this is my favorite. It's just so interesting how detailed this cockpit is. And just why it's here. Personally, I think this is a man-made UFO, as it's above Fort Zancudo. I think this is a man-made, as we know we've got many other UFOs in GTA 5, and they all look the same, except for this one right here, leading me to believe that this is a man-made UFO, and that the rest of them are fake. Or the rest of them are actual UFOs. Or it could be the other way around, being that the other UFOs say FIB on them. This could be the real UFO, and the other ones can be man-made. All right, next up, we've got the Sandy Shores UFO. And when UFOs collide, we have it here. So this is an FIB UFO. This is the same UFO as the one that we have underwater and also at Mount Chiliad. So if we get out of this one and go into this one, this is the real one right here. What's interesting about this one is when we get close, the screen gets all these scan lines on it. So I want to take back what I said earlier about the Fort Zancudo UFO being man-made. I think these are man-made, obviously because it says FIB. This is your stereotypical UFO here. The other one is literally out of this world. So inside the UFO, we don't actually have anything here, unfortunately. There's no pilots or anything like that. And here's a view from underneath. And when you get too close, it just kind of disappears. So we can't even see what's inside of here, even though we are inside of it right now. And did I just lose the UFO? I might have just lost the UFO. Whoa. I think I just lost the UFO. Anyways, we're back here in our UFO. So that's the Sandy Shores UFO. Now let's go check out the underwater UFO. So now we are at the underwater UFO. With the magic touch of a button, we teleported here. So what's interesting about this one is how in the world did it get here? First off, underwater and oceans in video games is so creepy. I say this every time I talk about water in video games. But the only difference between this UFO and the other FIB looking ones, this one seems to be bigger. And maybe that's what the FIB base there's off of. So my theory possibly, see this UFO, and maybe it's just the perspective. This one seems smaller, the one that we're in. But they might be the same size. If not, maybe my theory is this UFO that is underwater here is what inspired the FIB to be like, yo, let's create our own UFO. So we can see some similarities here. I mean, it's the same thing, the top and the bottom. Now, let's check out the bottom of this UFO. You see it's kind of submerged, obviously, because it's sunken. But inside of this UFO, there is, believe it or not, there's actually a little bit of an interior here. But there's not much. So you can actually get inside of here, but there's nothing in there. Sadly, there's not like Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum from Men in Black. They're not in there, unfortunately. But still very interesting. Nonetheless, I remember first seeing this UFO when GTA 5 first came out and it was discovered there's a freaking UFO in the water. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, so now that we're at the Mount Chiliad UFO, we need to work some magic real quick as we make that guy disappear. Literal magic. And to get this UFO, I believe it has to be 3 o'clock in the morning. So let's go tonight. Now let's go 2 or 4, 3. So freeze the time here, and the weather, it must be rainy. So what's crazy about this is, like, how did they discover this back in 2013? And there you go. We have the Mount Chiliad UFO, the very first UFO that started it all. So you get too close, this UFO disappears 100%. So if you want to get a better look at this UFO, the good thing about this is that once you have it spawned in, all you got to do is just change the time. This isn't something you can do if you're not on PC. Look at that. That's pretty crazy. We're going to leave that. That's actually kind of cool. So just like the Fort Zancudo UFO and the Sandy Shores, this one's very sensitive. You can't actually get too close to this one or it really will disappear. Once again, though, it's an FIB UFO. And it's crazy how even in free camera, it's still programmed to, like, if anything gets near this UFO, make it disappear. So we'll just make it extra sunny. But those are the main UFOs. Now, there's something very, very cool that we can do. In the mission Abducted, or did somebody say Yoga, Michael gets abducted by aliens. And what's cool about this is that we have an interior to the UFO. That's in this cutscene. I actually made a video on this in July 2016. All right, so look, here we've got Michael getting abducted by the UFO. That's us. We're in another dimension. And then we have the monkeys. Oh, you can kill the monkeys. Oh, no, I killed one. I gotta kill them all. Gotta kill them all. Look at these monkeys. Get back here. I feel so bad for killing the monkeys. Why, Zach? Why you gotta do this stuff? All right, so now first off, so it doesn't let us, oh, I was gonna say, it doesn't let us get into the free cam here. It should. So it does. Now, this is what it looks like in the mission outside the cutscene. Wow. So neat. So now, let's go up inside the UFO. And voila. This is the Mount Chiliad, or not, excuse me, the Mount Chiliad. I mean, this is inside the FIB type UFO, which is so interesting because it makes me counteract my point on what I said about the UFOs, these being fake, and the one above Fort Zancudo being real. It's so confusing. But over here, we've got Michael. He looks like he's getting anal probed. That guy had a voice. So this is what we see inside the magical UFO that abducts Michael. This is actually what's going on in here. And let's take a look down here. So now, are we underneath the map? Whoa, so that's cool. So it's crazy how gaming stuff works, but this UFO, when we're inside of it in the cutscene, is underneath the map. And look at Michael. Wow. That's so crazy. I was not expecting to see him in here. I'm just going to put him back. We're just going to put him back. That is unbelievable. It really is. And as you can see here, we've got this like magic alien ball. Alien testicles. And then here we've got the actual aliens. So, very interesting. That's what's inside the GTA 5 UFOs. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you've never gotten to take a look inside of them, if so, please give it a thumbs up. If we could hit like 10,000 likes on this video, that would be really cool. I'm kidding. I know we won't do that, but it's really cool taking a look at things inside of GTA 5 all of these years later that you may not have seen before. So thank y'all for tuning in. If you did enjoy, though, please give the video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And until next time, I'm Zach Cox. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love you all, and I hope to see you in the next video.